Are you ready to dive into a world of nonstop fun and adventure with your family? Then join me at the Great Wolf Lodge here in Gurnee, Illinois, where epic water slides, magic quests, and unforgettable memories are just the beginning. Let's go ahead and explore. I'm Jessica, and I am the owner of Jessica Lynn Original Studios, and today I am thrilled to take you on this POV exclusive tour of the Great Wolf Lodge in Gurnee, Illinois. Now, this location is conveniently nestled between two major cities. The family-friendly resort is less than an hour's drive north of Chicago and about 50 minutes south of Milwaukee, which makes it the perfect accessible getaway for multiple families. Now, even beyond this amazing location that we're going to take a look at today, there are a ton of amazing attractions in Gurnee, Illinois itself. Thrill seekers can go ahead and visit Six Flags Great America, which is located a very short drive away. And there are a ton of family roller coasters, and they're actually building a new one that's coming for 2025. Shoppers will also enjoy Gurnee Mills. It's a huge shopping center that offers a plethora of retail options. If you're looking for something a little more relaxed, the Chicago Botanical Garden, which is very nearby, provides a serene escape into nature. So at Jessica Lynn Original Studios, I try and specialize in engaging content that shows unique travel locations for family adventures, hidden gems across the country, and my mission is to inspire you for your next family journey or for your next journey by showing you some authentic insights and experiences. So join me as we explore the Great Wolf Lodge, a vibrant area of Gurnee, Illinois. Now, where we are right now, we're just taking a circle tour around the location because I want you to see the size of this. It originally opened many years ago with another name, and it was Key Lime Cove. And the Great Wolf Lodge actually purchased this location. They updated and made quite a few changes to it, but the core layout remains the same. One of the things I really like is they do offer a lot of variety of types of rooms as well. Now, I will give you a full tour of our room when we get toward the end of the video, but I want to kind of show you all of the amenities that are available. But one of the nice things is there are a ton of different options you have for room types, which really helps, especially if you have a large family. Now, they do have an outdoor pool, but I will tell you it's very small. So truthfully, as we kind of take this tour, everything you see inside is kind of what it is. But I will tell you, we had an absolutely amazing time. There was plenty to do for all different age levels, which is something I always try and watch for. And currently, while we are here, they were currently having the spring breakout. And so we got to visit and enjoy that. And during the spring breakout, one of the things I will suggest to you is to go out and download the Great Wolf, their app. Their app will give you all the times of all the events, the water park hours, attractions, shopping, and so much more. So definitely do that because it will help you a lot. So example, when we were there, they had a yoga tail. So early in the morning, they would have yoga with the kids. They had character experiences, art and crafts. They had adventures like a story time. They have a dance party, which we will show you that too. It is truly one of the highlights. Now, this is the second Great Wolf that we have visited. We went to the one in the Wisconsin Dells that I felt really showcased toddlers. It was their very first hotel they ever built as the Great Wolf, and I feel like they learned a lot. And what I noticed at the Great Wolf, Illinois, or Gurnee, was that a lot of the teenagers were jumping in more than they did up at the Wisconsin Dells. So that was exciting to see. So let's go ahead and start our tour. So we are at the front doors. And as we go through, this is where you would go and take your luggage in. And when you walk into the left, that is going to be our check-in. So as soon as you step into the lobby, you're greeted by an incredible cozy lodge feel. There's really high ceilings, warm wood tones. There's a stone fireplace, and I loved that stone fireplace. We're going to see it in a second. I felt like what it needed, though, was some chairs. Like, I really wanted some rocking chairs so you could sit by the fire. It truly makes you feel like you walked into kind of a magical woodland retreat. Now, there are a lot of places to eat, and they do have a huge conference center, so that's what we're just going to take a look really quick at. Over here, they've got sit down. They've also got a breakfast buffet. And what I really love is you can see off on that left-hand side, do you see that full bank of windows? That overlooks the water park. So if you get here at, let's say, lunchtime, your check-in is normally not until 4 o'clock. But let's say you get here at, noon, right? They will let you go into the water park early, just FYI, same day as check-in. You could sit and just relax, and you could just stare out at the water park with your kids, make your plans. Now, before we go to check-in, I just want to show you, they do have a full conference center, and there's extra bathrooms. So it's down this long walkway over this way. So we'll just take a really quick walk. There's a different view of that restaurant. Let me see if I can just peek in a little bit. It wasn't open when we arrived. There you go. You can see how beautiful. Like, it's so pretty. Now, I will tell you, it is a little pricey. One of the things to remember, though, is that you are in Gurnee, Illinois, and there is a mall literally on the other side of the expressway. Tons of sit-down restaurants. You've got your Olive Garden, you've got your Texas Roadhouse, etc. So don't feel like you have to go there to eat if you don't want to. Depending on the size of your family, you might be able to say, well, maybe we'll go get food from here, but that means we could buy Build-A-Bears or we could do something else. So I always try to think about what your full budget is and what is going to work best for your family. All right, so let's go ahead and take that tour. Now, the conference center, when we were there was nothing going on, so unfortunately I couldn't show you the conference center, but there is one. Now, as we come back around, and I will talk through the restaurants a little bit more too, let's go ahead and keep walking through. Now, one of the things that I love about the Great Wolf is that everyone gets those iconic wolf ears. So when you go to our other favorite place, maybe at Disney World, people always buy their Mickey ears. Here, they give you iconic wolf ears. Now, what I love about these is that they are free, and every guest gets a pair every time they check in. And trust me, you will see them all over the lodge, especially at the evening dance party. And where you would get it is at the gift shop, so we'll be heading over there in just a minute. You just have to ask at the counter. Now, I just want to show you really quick what that water park, here's just an idea. There it is. And again, you can see over there from the restaurant, you could look right down into the water park and kind of get an idea of what's going on. It's kind of a fun place to eat, truly, just because of that perspective. Now, I will talk you through what there is, but there is a ton of water locations for the kids. Over in the middle, there's the dump bucket of water. There's also a huge lazy river, which it's deceptive because you don't really think it looks like there would be a big enough lazy river, but it's right in the middle. And I loved it. I found myself I had a moment of quiet and relax in the middle of the crazy water park. I don't know how it happened, but I took a couple of laps around and my husband took the kids on a larger water ride. So there's also a family raft ride and a bunch more. So, all right. So check-in is really simple, really family friendly. There are kiosks here if you have everything ready to go. Otherwise, the front desk staff is always welcoming and ready to help you get started. If it's your very first time here, they'll walk you through everything that you need to know. So we arrived well before the 4 o'clock. I think we were there by 11:30 in the morning. And I wanted to double check, was our room ready or what options we had. And we actually had a crazy day in Wisconsin where we ended up getting random spring snow, 7+ inches, too much information, but here you go. And by the middle of the day, it was back up to 60 degrees. It was crazy. And so he sympathized with us and we were able to get into our room right away. Doesn't always happen, but it's well worth asking to see if your room is available. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take you into the gift store. One of my favorite things to do is do just a little bit of shopping while you're on the trip. If you're going to buy candy, though, just know it's really pricey. We got the girls a little bit of candy, and it was almost $16. So, again, just remember where you are and make sure that you make the right budget choice for your family. And if spending a lot on candy is maybe not in the budget, but you say, I could get you a hoodie, or you can get, whatever. Just make sure you think about your total budget and just plan accordingly. Now, right there where that person was standing, that was where you go at the front desk to get your ears. Let me just show you their current gear for 2025. Really cute. The design of the shirt, it kind of reminded me of Splash Mountain a little bit, but very cute. You know, if you are a Great Wolf Lodge person, and the shirts were adorable. That was really cool too. It was like a sun catcher. As we come over here, obviously we're in Illinois now, so you know, warm mugs and fuzzy spirit jerseys are all the thing. But one of the things I like, and Disney World is starting to do this too, and Disneyland is, off on the right hand side there's a whole series of affordable t-shirts that are goofy and fun and easy. And let me just push this one back in. I saw it and it just, oh, the snuggle is real. That's cute. That they're starting to do with these t-shirts, and they'll be like 2 for $40, or they're price conscious, and they're really fun. So that's something that I really liked that they had as well. Plenty of keychains. Here's some of the designs for the kids. One of the things I'm going to hone in on is that they showed a birthday design. And they have one thing I thought was really cool that they don't do at Disney, that I'd love to see Disney do, is with birthdays. Now, granted, you know, we don't need every door decorated, but what's really fun is that they had a whole section, or a whole little kiosk, filled with items for birthdays. So it had like a little birthday plate, and it had a birthday hat and birthday ears with a wolf, and they had birthday t-shirts and other stuff. So if you were bringing your kids here for their birthday and they wear that, sort of like Disney has the buttons, right? So it was cool that you could pick that up. I do also love that they have their own set of characters, and the characters, I thought that wolf was so cute. Their characters are adorable, and they do have a meet and greet, and they round robin as to who comes out. So different characters come out. I will tell you though, watch that app, because they are not out for very long. That was my only complaint. It was literally 15 minutes, hello kids, and goodbye. There's that birthday party section that I was talking about. I truly wish though, for birthdays, they were, or not for birthdays, but for the characters, I wish they were out longer. You know, like, or round robin, do 15 minutes of this character, 15 minutes of that character. But give people a little bit more time, because all of a sudden I saw families rushing over and the characters were like, peace out. And it was like, no, come back. So that was a little bit of a bummer. So that would be on my wish list for the wolf. Now this is the main lobby. This is where I was telling you, I wish they had a couple of rocking chairs to kind of hang out in. It was so beautiful and comfy and cozy. And I love the wolf silhouettes that were all lit up. I thought it was really pretty. It was so nice to just see a nice warm toasty fire. All right, we are back for another vantage point of the water park. So you can see some more slides for the kids down at the bottom. Again, there's that kids area. There are cabanas that you can rent. Now, when I went to the Great Wolf in the Wisconsin Dells, you could never find a chair. So you see how there's chairs we can lay and sit around or whatever? In the Wisconsin Dells, there is never an open chair. I was really pleasantly surprised with the way that Gurnee handled it. So they'd rotate chairs, move stuff around, and I felt like there was always plenty of chairs. Now, we are going to look at some of this in a little bit, but they do have Magic Quest, just like they do at the Dells at Gurnee. So if your kids have a wand, or they purchased one of those, have them bring it with, because they'll be able to use it. I really like, though, that all these vantage points of the entire location all kind of circle around the water park. Now right here, we're going to look at this place again before the end of our video. They do yoga right here. At the end of the night, they do a dance party twice. They also do story time, coloring with the kids, and more. And it's going to be located right here. I liked it because it wasn't where people were checking in, so it was just off a little bit. Now, on this floor, there's a lot. There's bathrooms to the left, there's some food stuff to the right, and there's also a Build-A-Bear. Now, my kids absolutely love Build-A-Bear. One of the things that I loved about this particular Build-A-Bear was that they had a bunch of limited edition characters. So you can see there was the Great Wolf Lodge characters as Build-A-Bears, but then they also had like a rabbit that was a pool only rabbit that you could only get there, and there was a couple other ones. So I really thought that was a fun, you know, if your kids love Build-A-Bears and you want them to have something specific as a memory, that's a great thing to do. Now, the only thing I did not like was that they were a little rushed because there were a lot of people in there. And so they didn't kind of take the time that other Build-A-Bear locations have, where I see them doing the let's do the hug and the put the heart and the magic and the love and all that stuff into the heart. They sort of just went, do you want it firm or do you want it squishy? And they were like squishy. And then they were like fill, and that was it. Thought it was funny, just like we talked about earlier, right between Packertown and the Bears. So I thought that was fun marketing. So that was a little sad, but definitely tell them, if this is your kid's first experience, tell them you want the whole thing. You want them to go through the process of making a wish on their critter and all that good stuff. Now, they did have also Great Wolf Lodge clothing. So they had t-shirts, and they have, I'm going to show you in a second, they actually had like a little life vest, a little like a tube. Oh my gosh, it was adorable. They also had birthday stuff, which I thought was amazing, because again, if your kids are celebrating, what a fun thing to offer. Here's that little tube. Let me grab that. Yeah, grab this one. Here we go. Great Wolf Lodge. I mean, how fun is that? So if you want to decorate your bear or your critter, give them some goggles, some sunglasses, really make it sort of a vacation for your critter as well. All right, and depending on where your room is, there's an elevator at the start of both Tower 1 and Tower 2, so you can go in between both depending on what you're doing, and they'll take you all the way from the lower level, which we're going to take a look at soon, which has an arcade and more stuff, and then all the way up to the 4th floor where there's rooms. Now there's the Build-A-Bear that we were just at. And again, you can see as we keep going around, you can always see the water park. So straight from here all the way to the back, there is a wave pool. It's very small, but it's a cute little wave pool. To the left, a 4-person raft ride, and then there are slides. So even though you only see that one that looks yellow and orange, please know there are actually 5 slides over there. So don't think that they don't exist. So make sure you take a look and make sure that you go and check those out, especially if you're like, I thought there was more in this water park. There is. They just have it kind of hidden. Some of the tubes, if you remember when we were outside, you could see more colors like solid blue, solid red. Those are all body slides, but all you see from inside is literally the hole that you go in and the hole that you come back out, and that's about it. So just know that there is a lot to do in there. Straight ahead, you can see the ice cream store. It was just about, it was the end of the night, so they were getting ready to close. But they made homemade waffle cones, just FYI, phenomenal. And then Dunkin' Donuts. So if you need your drink in the morning, there is a Dunkin' Donuts there for you. And you can order on their app too, Dunkin' Donuts app. So, not that my husband does not order there enough. It's kind of his morning staple. All right, so as we come around this corner, this is the start of all of the fun activities for the kids. I had to include that because I just thought it looked so pretty, like all the pretty spring blossoms. They really, really did a good job. So if you are ready to conquer the skies, Howler's Peak Rope Course is a full-on adrenaline-packed adventure. Lets the kids climb, balance, and navigate their way across suspended bridges, tight ropes, and more. And know that let's just call this level 2. It is open all the way down to the basement floor, so they're pretty high up. The course itself was designed with various difficulty levels, so whether you're a beginner or a thrill seeker, you will find the path that suits you. And don't worry, your kids are harnessed in the entire time, and while we were there, we saw lots of kids go through this, so it is very safe and exciting. The other thing that's really fun about the Howler's Peak Rope Course is that it's a total confidence booster for your kids, and it's an epic adventure that they will not forget. Now, if you are interested in doing these, the Great Wolf does offer packages. You can find those on the app. You can find them on their website. But they'll go through and they'll say, you'll get one time through all of the things, or you can get an unlimited pack where you get all of that. You can get where it includes like credits for the arcade. So definitely look at their website and decide which one is actually going to be the best for you and your family, and which one will you actually get. Again, you know, for the amount of money you have to spend, is this going to be something that your kids are going to want to do? Or are they going to say, I might want to play a little bit of an arcade, but I'd rather just hang out at the water park the whole time? Then make that discussion, right? So it's an add-on, but really just depends on the kind of adventure you and your family are up for. All right, so we're going to head one level down. So if you look up right over here, it's kind of hard to see, but to the right over there, that was where we just were with the ropes course. So right here to the right is Howl and One Mini Golf. It is an indoor golf. It's small, but it's really cute. It was fun. Each hole is creatively designed with fun obstacles, twists that make every putt an adventure. It's a fun way to just kind of unwind, bond, and maybe spark a little family competition. So whether you're a hole-in-one pro or just out for the game, the Howl-in-One is a must-do for all ages. It was really cute, and it had, again, a wilderness, fun, rustic theme. The kids loved it. Now in the back, I don't know if you can see it, they also have a rock wall, which is where all the teenagers kind of hung out. You can test your strength and agility. And whether you're a first timer or if you've climbed rock walls before, they have different level walls. And each wall is a different route for you to conquer. So if you want to challenge yourself over and over, just ask the staff, like if your kids are interested, have them just ask and they'll be able to help them. Now, I thought this was so pretty and it sounded great, like a nice little waterfall. This is Oliver's Mining Company. So back in the time of gold rushes and hidden treasures, this is Oliver's Mining Company. It's a fun hands-on activity, especially for your little explorers. Some of the grown-ups think it's pretty fun too. You pan for real gemstones running in water. Each bag is packed with surprises. So you could get sparkling quartz or amethyst. Honestly, you never know what you're going to get. The best part is that you get to take the souvenirs home. So, I mean, how fun. You get to pan for your little treasures, and it's a fun and educational experience. And the lady that was actually running it was really kind, very funny, very personable, which is really nice. And she really, can tell she really enjoyed what she was doing. So it's a fun thing. I saw when we were there quite a few families that were actually doing it. So. All right, now I'm just going to take you back around. So over there, that's if you want to get to Tower 2. But remember we were just upstairs and you could see that ropes course? There it is, way up there. So that's where we were. So again, at first when you see it, you're like, oh, they're not really high up. No, the whole floor is gone. So it goes all the way down to the lower level. Now, from where I am right here to the right, there's actually stairs that go up to that second level. So what I really thought was cool about it is that when your kids are on it, you could go and take pictures from that second level and get pictures of their faces. Especially if your kids are a little timid or shy, it could be fun to get a little bit of that anxiety in their photos. And then you'll be able to share that with them when they get older and be like, look, you did it, I'm so proud of you. But you can get some really good camera photos from that upper level. And it's a neat, it looks really, it actually kind of reminds me of like, what are those? Ewoks. It reminded me of the Ewok village, sort of. Like, it's all woods, and it was really well themed. Like, I thought it was really nice, not just plain wood out in the middle over an arcade. And those are the stairs that just go straight upstairs. So people are mini golfing right below. Now, I'm taking this walk late at night, so this restaurant was already closed. But again, this is down, if you turn around basically from where they were panning gold, the little mini golf, as well as the rope climbing. This is Hungry as the Wolf. They have burgers, all kinds of good stuff. You can mobile order, you can order at the counter. Totally up to you. And there's a really cool wolf spray painted on the wall. And there's plenty of seating. It keeps going all the way along this area. And just like when you were on the main floor, like when we first walked in, if you look to the left, you can see the water park, right? So every floor, pretty much every vantage point, you can see the water park. To the right there was bathrooms. And then there's also, coming up here, this is going to be what they call the Northern Lights Arcade. So this is a great place for gamers. Now, I will tell you, I saw games that I've never seen before. And we go to a lot of family water parks, Disney, etc. And there were games that I was like, oh, what is that? Like, what is that game? Like, so there was a lot of really fun games. They also had a station where you can turn in your, so the Northern Lights Arcade, this is where you go to turn in your points or your tickets to redeem for prizes. And I was actually really pleasantly surprised in, number one, some of the prizes were pretty decent. There were some really cute seagulls over there. Cute little things for the kids. The point values weren't terrible. Again, I've gone to other places where point values are absolutely crazy and the prizes are worse than anything I've ever seen before. So this was such a nice surprise. There's a lot of games in all different age levels too. So I didn't feel like it was like tiny town. I didn't feel like it was teenagers or above. It really felt like fun family arcade. It was huge. So I loved it. You basically put your points on a card, and then so instead of having coins old school, you just swipe the cards and go. We saw a lot of people winning big prizes, big numbers too, so that was kind of fun. It was really just, I guess what I would say is it was a gamer's paradise. It was packed from everything from like some classic arcade games to some really high-tech games. And the best part, like I said before, is that you can rack up points on your game card, turn them in for prizes. So you could do like skee ball, racing games, testing skills, claw machines. One of my favorites coming up over here, look at this one, you can fill a slushie. That's kind of fun. That reminds me of an app that now they've turned into a game, so that's kind of cool. I love the clown one right there where you throw the balls at the little clown thing, so that's always fun. If you have watched Jessica Lynn Original Studios, there is a great video we have up in Green Bay. My husband, this is his game. He joked, he said, oh, it's only worth $500. But that's his game. Like every time we go to a water park, literally you could watch our videos and find out how many times. One of these days I'll have to make a video of him just doing winning all of those. This I could not, we were laughing so hard. We came down and we heard like this thing going, are you hungry? And we're like, what? And we saw Hungry Hungry Hippos. So again, adorable games. The kids were having fun. And like I said, I have never seen a Hungry Hippos arcade game before. But it was a blast. I mean, it was just, you can see I just keep going. And there was more and more and more and more games. And then there was a true couple of arcade games where it looked like at some time during the day they must have people there. You know, that do that. You can win actual just prizes. I thought this chicken was amazing. He even had a little head. Oh, he's a psychic chicken. I didn't even see it. That's funny. Even more funny. So I'm going to tell you, I have one warning down here. And that is that there's no windows and no clocks. So, warning. You could lose track of time in here. But again, that's part of the fun, right? I mean, it went by so fast. As we continue down here a little further, you're going to see they do have a Magic Quest shop. Magic Quest, if you don't know what that is, you get like a little wand, you wander around, and you can cast magic spells on things. They have it not only here at Gurnee. I was like, wait a minute, what is that shadow? It was a huge dragon. It was so cool. You can take your wand between all of the Great Wolves. So if you ever see Magic Quest between any of them, bring your wand and be sure to experience that. Because the kids thought it was so fun. And basically you go around, you kind of wave it at it, and then the wands do different things. And it was very cool. So, And then they have different quests for you. So they have different robes and little characters and all kinds of fun stuff. All right, down here, this is another restaurant. So again, we're on the lower level down by the arcade. The main level of the water park. So if you see those doors that are closed there, the water park is literally on the other side of that, probably that cooking area right there. Lots of seating down here. There is a full bar down here. And then there is a cool restaurant where you can mobile order or mobile as you walk up. And it looks like a bus. It's so cool. It was a really cool atmosphere down there. And on all of the pillars, rather than just leaving them as brown pillars, can you see that to the left? They make them look like tree trunks. And then they put branches on top. So it didn't just feel like a metal warehouse. It literally felt like we were in the woods. So I will give them a ton of credit because at least they thought about theming from that point of view. And if you're a little kid, I mean, that's what you're going to notice. You know, like, oh, there's a tree down here. That's, yeah, I noticed it as an adult. So down here are buckets. This is a great place. Like if you're at the water park, you can literally there's going to be doors kind of where behind this area that you can come out of the water park and you can go and come in here and eat, take a little, relaxation. And then once you're done eating, you can head back out to the water park. All right, now I have to share a little bit about this. This is hilarious and adorable. It's this family-friendly bowling, but it's like tiny bowling balls. So their website basically says, enjoy bowling for toddlers, teens, and tall ones alike. There's shorter lanes, shorter bowling balls, and it makes it the perfect way to spend time together as a family. So whether you're trying to have the perfect game or just play for fun, no special shoes are required. So per round of bowling, it's $7 plus tax. And it was funny because when we were checking in, they said, all the things, here's their hours. Now, just so you know, 10 Paw Alley closes at 3 a.m. So you can do this until 3 a.m. I mean, should you choose to. So yet again, we are looking at the water park. So I didn't take a full walk in there because I thought, we saw the entire tour. But again, you can see there's lots of seating at this level. There are cabanas that you could rent, which again, definitely visit their website. If you were thinking about it, get them early. When we got there, they were already all sold out. So just a warning. The other thing to double check too is what are the park hours? Depending on when you go, the water park may have less hours. For example, like on a Sunday, they close at 8 o'clock. Now, not a big deal, but if it is a big deal for your family, or maybe you're not getting there till 4:30, 5 o'clock, just know that could take up some of your time. So I would rather tell you that and it not matter than it matter and I not tell you. So you can see there's lots of seating. That over there, that blue area that we're heading to, that's actually where you come into the water park. There are things like the Fort McKenzie again, where there's that water, the big bucket that spills on you. There's the Slaptail Pond, which is the small wave pool. There is the Crooked Creek, which is that lazy river. The other thing there's like a river canyon, which is the full 4-person big tube. Alberta Falls. The Whooping Hollow, the Otter Run, that's the one of those ones where it's telling you where it's blue and it's kind of in the back and you don't really see it. I thought their prizes were absolutely adorable. Look at the cats. They're so cute. There's also the totem towers, the double whirlwind, that big yellow thing that looks like it swirls around. That's Coyote Canyon. There's a club paw pool. There's like a basketball cove, which the kids love that. Like, I've never seen so many kids play basketball at a water park, but they had a blast. So as we're coming toward the front, I just want to tell you there are cabanas. You do need to call for them to inquire about pricing. There are different packages where you can get stocked deluxe. So it comes with like mini fridge, sodas with unlimited refills, towels, insulated drinks. There's also where you can just add a cabana to your package from your reservation page. So definitely take a look at that. And while we're walking down the hallway to our room, I just wanted to share a fun fact. The Great Wolf Lodge in Gurnee, Illinois opened in 2018. It is the 17th lodge to join the Great Wolf Lodge family. Kind of cool. You can upgrade to have them put a celebration thing on your door, which is kind of cool. Like we talked about all that birthday stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look at our room. So we were on the 3rd floor in a junior cabin suite. So this room actually sleeps 4 to 6. And it has a clubhouse sleeping area for the kids. So it's super cool. So let me show you what all there is. So when you first walk in, you can use your wristband to get you in and out of the room. So I'm just showing you we're the 3rd floor of Tower 1. And when we first walk in to the left, there is the bathroom. Let me get the light here for you. You can see there is the shower. Lots of towels. I love that there's a wolf print on it. Like, I just think it's the little things like that that kind of just make me smile. Now they do have a shampoo conditioner combo, so I would suggest bringing your own conditioner because my hair still felt like straw. You can see there is a little wolf print on the mirror, which I thought was great. A double sink, which is always so important. Plenty of storage to the right. You can see there was like hangers and a place for the suitcase and a little sitting place to get your shoes on. As we come into the room, this is the best part. The kids love this. There actually is a clubhouse sleeping area. Now it's a little dark. I tried to film it with lights on, so I apologize. You can see there's bunk beds, a TV for the kids, and then off on the right-hand side, another bed. So it's perfect. Now I will give you one thing to remember. If your kids, not cool mural. If your kids are not used to a wooden bunk bed, my kid went to kind of put her head down and kind of hit it hard on the edge of the bed. Just be careful. I don't want anybody hurt. Kids loved it though. There was a TV in there. There's the huge mural of all the different characters from the Great Wolf. It's super cool. And it was like their own little room. Now it didn't have a door, but it was perfect. It was just enough to give parents separation from the kids so that we had our time, they had their time. And it was cool because they had like little drive-up windows, so they were playing, you know, like restaurant, which I thought was really fun. There's also a coffee maker, single serve, and different varieties in there for you as well. Ice bucket. There was also a full little storage area for your clothes. And down below there was a full fridge. And it actually was a refrigerator. No microwave though. There was a table, which was great, and a little lamp, little place to kind of sit and relax. This actually pulls out into a bed as well, so if you needed another bed, so I think that's where we get that 6. So you could actually pull that out. There's the queen size bed. Now my only thing I will say about beds at any water park, they are like rocks. I'm sorry, they're rocks. So if you have trouble sleeping, if you have a pillow topper or something you could bring, I would highly encourage you to bring it so that it helps you sleep. Or your own pillows, especially if they're within, you know, quick driving. Now, Gurnee Mills, remember I talked about that huge mall? It's literally right there across the street. That's the expressway. Great America is off to the left. From our room, we could open this up, which was nice. One thing about this particular Great Wolf is that it does get pretty humid inside. Like, it was very oddly humid for March. And we enjoyed it. But there was a point at which in the middle of the night I could not get it comfortable, so we actually opened that up for maybe about half an hour, and it kind of cooled down our suite. other than that, we absolutely loved our room. It was nice and quiet. We only heard other people during like peak times when people were up and going back and forth between breakfast or the end of the night. But otherwise, it was very nice. And they do send an email out saying when quiet time officially is in the park. Now, this, I have to tell you, is one of the best things that they do there. And again, this also, I wish they did this for longer. It is a fun dance party. They do it twice a night. So take a look at your app to find out your times. The kids all brought bubble wands and they danced and they screamed and they played. And there's always at least one or two very energetic people that lead dance routines. So it kind of reminds me of like kids Zumba. But it is a ton of fun. And there were parents and adults and teenagers. And this truly, I will be honest, this is probably one of the best things of the night. So make sure that you schedule this in part of your activities with your kids. Oh, and bring your wolf ears because every other kid has their wolf ears. Well, I just have to say thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. If you had fun, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell so you never miss another Journey with Jessica Lynn Original Studios. Until next time, stay adventurous, stay creative, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Take care, everybody. I'll pop up 2 more videos for you to take a look at below. Take care.